I mean, you should play by play into color. You should be like, oh, this is happening and this is happening, and go into like, oh, I think this should happen. I think they should do this, and yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
speak faster because if you speak slow, people are gonna get bored.
All right. So when it looks at the teams, very standard all around. Actually, Cozy on the Widowmaker right. I'm gonna let's see what Cozy does on this Widowmaker.
Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting pick as they're running a dive comp. So the dive comp is there to make a chaos in their backlines, while Kosi is gonna be a main damage dealer and main guy person getting kills. We're gonna have to keep an eye out for Kosi. Here comes a jump in, and actually blue team are actually all jumping on, engaging onto those Widowmakers. So this is a little set play. From blue team here as Kosi gets taken out, full on engaged, but now blue team are actually down 2 players.
Oh my god, that was an amazing shot from Cozy on there. The Lucio was flying through midair and he just like flick shot him, just like as if it was just so easy. Very very good play from him. If you look at the ults right now, red team was able to deal a ton of damage, so they're gonna be a lot farther on ult. In fact, weapons is actually just gonna get his ult in the next like few seconds. So during this next engagement, what they really want to do is get right in the face of blue team. And here it comes. You should be expecting an Earth Shatter very, very soon.
Yeah, and KSF gonna be pulling out that sword. Oh my goodness, red team completely wipes out blue team, and blue team not really gonna put. Oh, they actually do. Wait, no, actually, red team are gonna finish up and push that payload. So yeah, you can finish your thought here.
Yeah, very, very, very good play. And in fact, the ults are gonna be pretty much even right now. However, I would actually give the advantage to blue team right now because even though Widowmaker has ult, her ult only really gives information. It doesn't really win you a fight. Like Widowmaker's ult is really just for seeing is anybody trying to flank us. And
yeah, and
oh,
we're gonna see a pause come out. So yeah, let's talk about those ults for a second. So blue team is gonna have that nano boosted Reaper to do the Beyblade, while Water is gonna follow up with an Earthshatter if he chooses to do so. While 20 Tick are gonna have nano, Primal Rage, and those wall hacks you talked about. Wall hacks not the best ult, doesn't do any damage, but yeah, it does give a lot of information and recon. So we're gonna see how Kosi decides to use it here as he's staying on this Widowmaker. So yeah, we're gonna. What's this pause about?
it was actually a DC, and they should be resuming fairly fairly quickly. When it comes to Widowmaker, the way how I see it is, Widowmaker should use her ult right away when she gets it. You can't really waste a Widowmaker ult because it just gives you information. Like, because if your Widowmaker's good, she can deal a bunch of damage. And in fact, Pi Hero actually goes in, gets 4 kills, and he basically just annihilates the entire team. Sadly, I wasn't able to spectate that. Did he Death Blossom during that?
I do believe he did, and he built up 30% fairly fast. Pharaoh actually nano boosted him, so his nano is going to be down. But on the bright side, blue team do have 3 more ults coming up, but red team, look at their ults. They actually have 5 ults. Yeah, and Widowmaker gonna call in those wall hacks, so we're gonna see the nano blade coming out soon from 20 Tick.
You should expect to see the nano blade, and here it comes. He's going after the Zarya right now. However, he gets stuck in the graviton right now. This is really unfortunate for him, and he's not able to get any kills during that. Well, pretty much a wasted ult right there. However, he was able to bait out a few ults. It wasn't really that good. And here comes a Shatter, and he's going to be killed. So blue team, through a miraculous use of their ults, are actually able to hold on to that point. It all came down to that Zarya ult completely negated the Genji ult. And a thing to note about Genji is that when you kill someone, it resets all of his abilities, especially his dash. But
It just resets his dash.
But since he didn't get any kills, he wasn't able to reset his dash, so he wasn't able to dash out of it. So very good timing as well from the graviton.
Yeah, and we're gonna have to know Kosi didn't feel too comfortable on that Widowmaker, didn't really do much that fight, so he does decide to switch to Reaper. And yeah, we're gonna see how this comes into play. Of course, the Beyblade meta in effect here. It's probably gonna change next patch after the Ana nerfs. But here we're going to see a sound barrier from the blue team. We're going to see a fight here. Pie Hero actually going to take down Tickety. He actually takes down two. Water follows it up with a kill onto the Reinhardt. And Gooberry is going to return on to Pie Hero, but is it too late? Pie Hero going to pop. Actually, no, it's actually... it's Pho popping that. Pho is playing Winston, actually. So we're going to see an all-out engage happening here.
Yeah, it was basically just like a sumo wrestler fight between the two Winstons, except that one was ulted and the other was not. But it was still pretty entertaining to watch. However, if you look at both teams have 4 ults right now, and is in fact red team is going to be close on 5. Here comes in the Graviton for blue team, and however both Earth Shatters come in, and Cozy comes in, huge play. Gets 4 kills. KSF gets another one. Pho is able to take out Bosco. However, here comes Cozy dealing a bunch of damage to Winston because he is the counter to Winston. And
Water.
And it looks like red team are going to push the cart just a little bit forward.
Yeah, what a great display of patience there. Actually holds up the shield to wait for weapons to drop his Earth Shatter, and then he Earth Shatters back, but that's not going to do anything as red team actually still won the fight. And we're going to see a Nano Reaper from Pie Hero here. Not really getting much here, only getting Kosi, but he's going to be scrambling in with this Rhine, and he gets actually 2 kills before he races away, grabs the health pack, so he's going to be in nice health, but he gets slept. Bosco and Tickety trying to kill this Reaper, but no, they don't manage to do it, and blue team gonna end this round pretty soon. It doesn't seem like 26 can further push this cart.
Very, very good play from blue team right there. What they basically did, they didn't just use their ults better. It was a big part about your ultimates is not just using them, but it's timing. And especially that ult where they stopped the nano boost Genji, they basically gave them a free few fights. Because even though they used 3 ults in there, they basically took out all the ults out of red team. So red team had no ults coming into the next fight, while blue team had a few more, which means that it basically guaranteed them another fight. And here comes the restart of the match to have the other team play through the entire map. It's mainly just for practice. I really hope to see a Torbjorn. I really want to see it.
The reason they go back to lobby is so they can extend the full map to push as far as they can to see the limits of their skill. Yeah, and yeah, that would be exciting to see that Torbjorn. We'll actually see a lot of troll heroes being chosen. I wouldn't say troll, but like situational heroes that you don't see very often, like Symmetra and Bastion. So no, probably not playing the Bastion, but Bosco actually may be playing that Bastion. I mean, no, might not be playing that Symmetra, but Bosco might be playing that Bastion.
I really hope he does. And oh man, I'm disappointed. Basically, Bastion can work on this map, especially on offense. When I did work for a team called Brother, and we scrimmed Cloud9 once, and basically we ran a Bastion against them, and we were actually able to take first point with it. It was pretty insane.
Yeah, Bastion definitely working on the offensive, but the bad thing about Bastion on defense is that the enemy players can actually just change out of spawn and counter you, such as Genji, Pharah, just some counters right there to tell you. But there's plenty of counters to Bastion, and there's definitely you can play around the Bastion as well. So not as useful on the defensive side, but for the offensive side, they're actually just sitting on the gas station, so they can't go back to hero spawn and change. So Bastion actually really works well on that offensive side.
Yeah, because it's such a long spot. Basically, Pho's job right now is to just get behind them, and try to get a pick, especially on one of the supports. Right now, priority number 1 is the Ana. Ana has the most burst healing in the game. So if Genji, insane play right there. He's able to take out Cozy as if it's no problem to him. And right now, red team should be engaging them fairly quickly right now. However, Focus actually hooks, but he isn't able to be killed by KSF, and KSF goes down. However, Bosco is able to take out Pie Hero, but right now it looks like it's being in favor of red team.
I actually like the pick from Pie Hero here, deciding to go Roadhog, knowing that a lot of teams like to play on that gas station. Roadhog being such a like disruptive hero, able to pull characters off of the gas station. So nice pick from Pie Hero there. Red team are going to be able to get this point if blue team decide not to contest, and yeah, they're going to be backing off here. So great push by red team. They're going to have 4 ults coming up soon with that Earth Shatter, Sound Barrier, Graviton, and Nano Boost, while blue team are going to have Nano, Earth Shatter, and Sound Barrier soon.
Yeah, basically what would have been ideal for red team to do is because now that they have a bunch of ults, they can easily take the fight to blue team. However, blue team actually have a ton of ults. But
Yeah, they're going to have 6.
oh man, oh man, this next fight is gonna be insane with ult usage. Let's see what teams use their ults. Here comes the Nano Boost right now. Reinhardt is gonna go in there, deal as much damage. Sound Barrier goes in for the red team, and Cozy actually uses his High Noon, and he's able to get a bunch of kills with it. And not just that, even afterwards he was able to get a bunch of kills. Did Roadhog use his ult? No, he didn't. And so it looks like the defense is gonna hold on for a little bit longer.
Yeah, it's going to be a 3 versus 4 ults in favor of red team. Well, actually going to get that Dragon Blade soon. So he's probably going to get nanoed unless they decide to give Pie Hero the nano with his whole hog. And look at this red team going to go towards Cave. And yeah, they're going to combo Graviton with the whole hog. But here comes a Dragon Blade from Pho. And Earth Shatter comes out, but no avail. Pho gonna get 2 kills, gonna clean that up basically. And red team gonna use all their ults, actually use all 4 ults, and now they're gonna be pushing the cart.
Oh man, such smart play from Pie Hero right there. He didn't just use the whole hog, as because whole hog is a pretty good combo with Zarya, but he knocked back weapons, and weapons was about to Earth Shatter, but before he was able to get the Earth Shatter, he just knocked him back, and he just completely wasted Earth Shatter right there. Very good play from him.
We're gonna see Tickety gonna sleep that Ryan. Pie Hero gonna one-shot weapons with his shotgun. And yeah, Tickety trying to land some heals, but actually kind of misses a little bit. Red team actually stomping, rolling through this blue team. So we're gonna see a lot of ult charge built up. Actually, all of red team are upper 60%, so they're gonna get ult very fast. While blue team actually lacking on a few ults here.
A very good play from Pie Hero. I was spectating him that entire time. Extremely good play. He was getting hooks left and right. Like, I don't think that in that entire engagement he missed one hook, and he hooked like a bunch of people. So very good play from him. Oh man.
And he saves his Lucio.
Oh man, that deserves play of the game right there. Oh man, that was sick.
That's a lifesaver.
KSF says in chat, I love this game. Oh man.
Oh, and he saved his Genji, but Genji Nano Boost is gonna be wasted as he gets pinned by that Reinhardt. So yeah, Kosi gonna get that Nano Boost on McCree.
No, stop it, Pie Hero. You're so good. Stop, stop it. He hasn't missed a single hook yet, and
yeah,
it's not just that. Like, he saved his teammates. Like what a lot of people forget about Roadhog is that you can actually use your hook to save teammates. It's a very good counter to a lot of ults and especially other Roadhogs.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He actually saved his Lucio first, and then he saved his Genji from the pin. So just phenomenal play here as he turns on the whole hog, getting 2 players, getting 3. Wow, that's such a cleanup. That's huge. And red team are actually looking to win this right here. Need to get Bosco, and he gets another hook, just like you said. I think he has 100% hook accuracy. But he taunts a little too early. That might cost him the game.
Nope. He's still doing it. He's still going. That taunt was deserved. That was 100% deserved. He did not during the last half of that. During the last half of that fight right there. And to the rest, he didn't miss a single hook. Not a single one.
Yeah, I believe you. I saw all those hooks. That was incredible from Pie Hero. Just phenomenal play from him and his Roadhog.
Taunt deserved. That was one hell of a match to watch, especially with Pie Hero going nuts at the end. You can like it's really hard to carry in this game, but you almost carried right there. That was insane. Oh man.
I would say he definitely did carry with that Roadhog. And yeah, here we're going to see Numbani being the next map. So we're going to have to see what these teams have stored for us.
I have a lot to say about Numbani. Numbani is a very, very interesting map. Reason being is because it rewards a lot of very unorthodox comps. For example, you'll see a lot of dive comps on offense. It's like you'll at a high level you'll rarely see like Reinhardt and stuff on offense because dive comps are generally better used. Like right now, if you look at red team right now, they do have a Reinhardt, but they also have a Diva. And I kind of hope that this Diva stays on Diva because, like, yeah. So right now they're going full dive, and Ana Lucio. I would have actually preferred to have a Zenyatta right there, but that's fine. I it would be really funny if KSF stays as Torbjorn, but I highly doubt that he's going to. But anyways, if you look at the comp, well, on an old team that I used to coach for, we called the comp that red team used to have, you know, Genji, Tracer, Zenyatta, Winston, Diva, and Lucio. We called that a cancer comp because it was really hard to deal with. But right now they actually get a McCree, and that McCree's job is to just kind of stay in the back line and just deal as much damage. His job is to protect the supports because the supports don't really have that like frontline ability to get to the front there. So his job is to stay in the back, protect the supports, while the Genji, Diva, and Winston go out in the front.
Yeah, so Diva, as you said, being a very interesting pick, gonna push up here very aggressively, and we're gonna see some players being booped off as you see Avas's body just falls into the abyss. And yeah, Torb, actually KSF decided to stay Torb, so that's interesting here. We're gonna see a Diva, and look at this, weapons charges, gets two people, and Fud is gonna get taken down. Just like you said, the Diva being an interesting pick because of high ground. Definitely you can go anywhere with Diva, and I've also seen from a lot of from the Asian pro scene, people like running Diva to dive McCree's on the high ground, but unluckily they were not expecting KSF to be on Torp here, so that turret actually did a lot of work being on that ground.
That turret basically single-handedly dealt with Diva's mech. Very good play from the stationary AI turret, but anyway, KSF is actually what a lot of people forget about Torbjorn is that he deals a lot of damage, and like he's actually able to deal a whole bunch of damage to the other team because like those pellets right there, you get a headshot with that can two-shot a Tracer. Like I believe it almost deals as much damage as a McCree like revolver, from what I remember.
Yeah, and we're going to see blue team slowly creeping back on this point, but we're going to see a Nano Genji weapons tries to land the Earthshatter, but he misses because landing Earthshatter onto the Genji is pretty tricky. He could usually dash towards different spots, so that's going to cause the Earthshatter to miss. KSF does tag Pharaoh with the bomb. No, returns onto the kill onto Kosi. So we're gonna see this 3v like 6 something. Ryan tries to charge us back, but Tracer doing his best to stall on the point, trying not to get first hit.
Yeah, very good play from him right there. Like KSF was able to stall the point for long enough for his team to come and back up. And if you look, Diva's out of her mech. She's gonna die soon. Winston, the other Winston, is just trying to deal with the Winston. Well, what they should all do right now is just stop engaging, just back up, regroup, and just try again. Because they have a minute and 30 left. They only have like 3 or 4 more pushes left. And that is possible to win. But if you look, ults are just around even right now for both teams. And in fact, I'm actually going to give the advantage to defense right now. So red team, what they just need to do is just get in there, deal a bunch of damage, try not to use any ults, and try to kill as many people as possible so they can get their ults up.
Yeah, and Pai, you're landing a nice fire strike onto the enemy Pharah, or onto the enemy McCree. I mean, Weapons landing on the Pie Hero, sorry. So Pie Hero is going to switch back to Tracer Fug, unleashing the Blade, but he only gets Bosco, so that's not going to do much. You never like to see just one kill with that Dragon Blade. Pie Hero is back, but a little bit late. Weapons, nice 180 swing with the hammer and water. Even though he's primal rage, that's not enough to stop KSF from taking him down. So one more push left for the red team right here, and they're only going to have Nano and maybe Diva Bomb.
Yeah, in all honesty, Water should have just saved his primal rage for the end there. Mostly because it'd be better in this last fight. Anyway, if you look at Diva, right now Diva's just trying to get her ult up, and she's gonna be looking for taking out this Ana right now, and also trying to. But however, her mech actually goes down and she's killed, and the defense completely wipes the other team, and it looks like defense is actually gonna hold. Very good play from the defense, mostly because they had really good ult management, especially use of their support ults. They use their support ults when they were needed to. For example, I only saw Zen use his ults only a few times and stuff, which means that they were really good at keeping their supports alive. That's one thing that's a bit of a trade-off when you have more of a dive comp, is that it's really hard to keep your supports alive because your backline is really weak. But however, Numbani, it's a bit difficult to get onto the supports. Hence the reason why when you do a dive comp, the Genji, Diva, and Winston will all dive onto I call it long or catwalk or that right hand ledge when you're coming up to attack. Is like you just want all of them to dive there. First priority, take out the Ana or Zenyatta or Lucio. Take out the supports. Well, actually, you generally want to keep the Lucio for last because he does it because he kind of does the least in damage and healing. So he's not super high priority. Generally, what teams do when it comes to target calling is Ana. Ana's first priority, then DPS, then off tank, then main tank, then Lucio. Right now in the current meta, that's like your target priorities. So when you watch a team do a dive comp, you want to see who they jump on first. Because that's the only way how a dive comp works, is that you have both Winston and Diva or Genji Tracer all target the same person. Because Winston and Diva don't have the damage output to kill one person like on their own quickly. You need both of them to do it.
Yeah, so Diva didn't work out too well for the blue team, and we're going to see Weapons get on that Diva right now. So we're going to see Diva being very popular on Numbani. They're looking to go main. Weapons and Genji going to spot that catwalk, as you said. They're going to go up. Diva actually gets hooked, but Diva, being Diva, actually has a lot of armor and health, and a defense matrix. Going to be jumping in on the Zarya. No, being alone under. Might get taken out, but no actually kills himself with his own pulse grenade. And yeah, Red are going to be getting on to this point. A lot of chaos from 20 Tick, not really being organized here, but Red team gonna be just brawling it out on this top left entrance with this Pharah.
I know something that happened was when the second that Diva got hooked and she dropped down. At that point, she must have been pretty close to having her rockets again. And what the Winston did was that the Winston pushed up. Jesus Christ.
KSF actually taking down 3, so that's huge. All Red team need to do is just run on the point with that nano boost, and that'll be game. Yeah, great play from KSF. Actually stalls on the bottom of the ledge there where you're supposed to fall and die. But he actually had boost, so he actually boosts up, bops the Roadhog into oblivion, and yeah, Weapon's gonna get a nice 3k. I think that was with the Diva nuke, so yeah, he's gonna take those supports down, and blue team being very staggered, need to just back up and regroup.
I kept forgetting that they restarted the match, but in a normal tournament, 20 Tick would have won. Very good. This is actually the first map that they've won tonight, so good play on them. And right now, they're actually choosing to stay on the Pharah Mercy. Mostly because the Pharah Mercy actually worked at the beginning. So very good play from that. but if you look on the defense side, pretty much 6 ults right now. So for this next fight, they're probably going to be looking at a Nano McCree probably. Nano McCree, maybe Graviton Whole Hog, something like that. However, the Winston actually uses his Primal Rage right now, and let's see what he uses to bring it.
And we're gonna see a Nano Whole Hog. So Whole Hog is coming out, tries to spray around him, but he can't really find a target. So he's not gonna get many kills with that. That kind of actually just gets wasted. We're gonna see the missile barrage onto everybody here, but he only manages to take down one, and that is Water. So red team's still in this actually. Gonna be pushing the card pretty effectively, only losing one. Blue team have to reset here, and the thing to note here is actually KSF is actually having a lot of success on Pharah, so he's gonna stay Pharah for this next team fight.
Yeah, especially on that second point. Like, on first and second point are very open, but if you notice on most of the payload maps, the third part of it is pretty narrow. Like on it happens on Kings Row, Dorado, 66, Hollywood. They all have this L shape at the end. So I'm not really sure how the Pharah is gonna work in this next fight.
Oh, and we see the Mercy Res. That's going to res 4 people. Reinhardt is going to get nano boosted for 20 tick. He takes down Water. Pyhero is going to take down Tickety. And Pyhero, we're going to Wraith form out. We're going to have to follow him to see how he does. He really needs to win this. And Zarya almost gets down, but he gets healed by Ana. We're going to see the Winston diving in, and he's going to go Primal Rage. So he's going to be knocking everybody. Ana misses her Sleep Dart, trying to heal his teammates back up, but no. Ryan actually charges in with the nano boost, so he's gonna do some damage over there, or not actually. Actually, they're all on high ground, so that nano boost was kind of wasted there.
Man, that was just a really good right click from Zarya, and she just one tapped the Genji. It was pretty awesome to watch. And it looks like that 20 tick are gonna stick with their comp right now. My personal opinion, I might actually rather see them have a Zarya, because I think that the Zarya could bubble the Pharah and stuff, and that would be really good. That would be really good strat to use. However, the Winston can also work as well. Right now, the Rhines are just kind of facing. However, one Rhine is pretty alone. However, insane Earthshatter comes in. An insane counter Earthshatter. Basically, that Reinhardt just saved his entire team. Sound Barrier comes in, KSF gets 1 kill, but however, blue team are going to be holding on to this for a long time. Nano Boost comes in on the red team's Reinhardt. However, counter charge comes in, and the counter nano comes in, and it looks like the blue team are going to hold on to this point for a little bit longer.
Yeah, great ult management right there. Still managing to have Pyhero on his Pyhero and Earthshatter coming up soon. So we're gonna see no ults. Actually, we're gonna see Winston with his ult. Only one for red team. Not really gonna do much for this push actually. So they're just gonna try to build up ults and pretty much just try to get blue team to use their ults.
Look at the positioning of Pyhero right now. He's looking to do a Death Blossom.
And he gets bubbled, so that's great. Fantastic coordination from blue team. He gets 3 players. Water is going to go to sleep. Not like that matters, though. No is going to finish things off. Pyhero getting 4 kills for that round. Is going to teleport back with his victory teleport, actually. That's going to be a great hold for blue team. Blue team going to have 2 ults coming up. And no, actually almost has Graviton Surge coming up. And red team so close to building 3 ults, but not quite there yet.
Yeah, ever since Ana became in the meta, a lot of like high tier Reapers are a bit scared to do Death Blossoms without a nano boost. But as that just proven, like before Ana was in the game, there was a thing called Death Blossom. You know, like a Death Blossom can work without a nano boost. But right now, if you look at the positioning of, oh wait, never mind, they moved. Red team was actually hiding in the house right there, but they moved.
Great Earth Shadow engagement by weapons here. And Blizzard, no, being stuck on that wall there. Great wall placement right there. KSF shining on that Mei there. And Kosi is going to clean it off. So it's the Kosi and KSF show as they're going to take this card. Actually, they have no dead, so it's going to be very hard for blue team to retake here. D.Va is going to try out and stall Pho. Being on that McCree, not a good character to stall. Gets taken out instantly, and it's just left the water. Getting actually the Graviton Nano Boost is gonna come out. Reaper gonna be wrecking havoc. Does ult, so that's a lot of ults used for blue team. It's gonna be very difficult for them to hold if red team gets ults and decide to push. However, red team, it looks like they're still in this for a little bit. No, KSF gets taken down, and Bosco is gonna get taken down, and that's gonna be the end of that. 30 seconds left, and it doesn't look like red team are gonna manage to, or they're gonna have one push actually.
It was looking like red team were gonna get it with that Death Blossom. However, the counter Death Blossom is what really solidified blue team's a hold right there. Basically, the thing that he did right there was just be patient, because he should have known that actually the Graviton comes in, and basically all the ults of red team are being used right now because they know it's the last fight. They have to use everything that they got. Right now, it's only the Lucio left alive, and it looks like they're going to cap the card. And there you go.
Yeah, fantastic take by the red team. They actually had enough for the Graviton and Blizzard, so that's going to finish things off. They get 4 kills in that Graviton, and that pretty much seals the deal. They're going to finish this Numbani map 3-1, basically.
Yeah, very
even
good
though
play.
it's a scrim.
Yeah, very good play. And it looks like they're done playing scrims for tonight. So 20-tick, we're actually able to hold in there at the end and actually would take a map off of red team. So very good play from them. And thanks for watching.